Do you think that that impacts the room that we've made for a woman to be president?
Well, as we saw in this past election, sadly, we ain't ready. That's why I'm like, don't even look at me about running, because you all are lying. You're not ready for a woman. You are not. So don't waste my time. You know, we got a lot of growing up to do. And there's still, sadly, a lot of men who do not feel like they can be led by a woman, and we saw it. What was the question?
I just said, we don't need to ask it again. You answered it.
You said, don't even look at me about running because you all are lying. You're not ready for a woman. You're not. As a country, what do we need to do to be ready?
Change takes time and context matters, right? 50 years ago, we were fighting for the Equal Rights Bill. You know, I mean, there are people alive today, you know, that, couldn't marry the opposite race, couldn't love who you loved. I mean, this is recent history of a country that's been around for hundreds and hundreds of years. But that means that the remnants of what has been there and what we've been socialized is really deeply embedded in who we are. And whether people really feel yet that they can follow a woman as president, like, we would just be silly to think that there aren't just some gut kind of, I don't know. Like, we're not even analyzing what those feelings are about because we're trying to pretend like it's all better. And I just think, well, how could it be all better? I mean, we've been feeding off of this bone for so long. It doesn't just go away. It takes time, right? So, but we're moving. We are moving in that direction. So that statement was, there was the humor of it, like, stop looking at me, right? So that it's also my wry humor. It's like, come on, people. There were people who, there are men out there that were not going to vote for a woman. That's though you people have had those conversations, right? Let's just be real about it and let's put that on the table and talk about, well, what's that about? Let's not be mad because I made the statement. Let's look at the fact that we've had two really qualified female candidates. One who was First Lady, Secretary of State, well-educated, my husband beat her, right? People were more comfortable with him as a newcomer, right? And now we just had the former vice president. We've had qualified women, and they just, again, if they're not perfect and they don't cross every T and dot every I, there's a falling shortness that is happening that I'd say, look, well, why can't we talk about that? Why are we pretending that didn't just happen? It doesn't mean that women should roll up their sleeves and call it a day, like, we're still growing, So yeah, I think it's going to happen. Are we ready now? I don't know. Prove us wrong. I would love that, right?
I want this video to somehow get to Michelle Obama. Michelle, we need you. You were a magnificent First Lady. You are already known. You are already respected. You are already loved. And this country needs you. Anybody who feels the same way as I do, stitch this video, duet it, repost it, share it, make your own video, whatever we have to do, because this country is in a hot mess right now. Biden is just too old, and Trump is Trump. And I believe that Michelle Obama is the only person that can beat Trump. I just, that's how I feel. And Michelle, we need you. This country needs you desperately. Anybody else who feels like this, please, like I said, share my video if you don't like making videos, or duet it or stitch it or make your own video. Please, Michelle Obama, for the country. This is a huge ask. I would never, ever, ever want that job. But I firmly believe that you are the only person that could win over Trump at this point. And we need you desperately. And we think highly of you. And I don't know. I just have to put this out there because this is scary. It's very scary. And so anybody who feels like me, like I said, make your video, do whatever. But please, Michelle, please, Mrs. Obama. I shouldn't call you Michelle. I don't know you. Please, Mrs. Obama, if you can withstand being president, I'm asking you, please do so. We need you. This country needs you. All of us people who are sitting on our decks, who are not in the political world, do not have those connections. All we can do is vote for who's on the ticket, who the party puts on the ticket. And I 100% believe that the Democratic Party would back you, hands down back you as a candidate. And we need you desperately. Desperately, America needs you. I don't know that this will ever find you, but if it does, bless you. Bless you, God. You're amazing. You're amazing. Anybody who feels this way, again, just keep the message out there. Thank you.
Does anybody doubt right now, as we sit here on this day, November 17th, 2025, that if Michelle Obama came out today and said, I'm going to be the Democratic nominee, I aspire to be the Democratic nominee for the presidency of the United States of America, who would beat her? It's going to be Josh Shapiro. It's going to be Gavin Newsom. It's going to be Governor Beshear in Kentucky. Who do the Democrats have that could compete with Michelle Obama? What do you mean the country isn't ready? The country isn't ready, so you'd lose to J.D. Vance? Really? Or you couldn't have a chance to beat Marco Rubio, who I think is the best candidate the Republicans have for the presidency? Because Trump ain't circumventing the 22nd Amendment and is going to be ready to be able to run for a third term. So if Michelle Obama is really, really serious about what she's saying, she's also arguably seriously false. Because I believe she'd cakewalk to the Democratic nomination. And I believe she could win it all. Do you want it? Can't knock you if you don't. You're the first lady. You had experiences at the White House that most wouldn't have. You would know better than most of us. But the bottom line is, if that's the case, then say so. Don't look at this country and point to men and act like we wouldn't vote for you. Yes, we would. Yes, we would. There's plenty of men that I know that will vote for Michelle Obama. And I can't imagine any Democrat who wouldn't. Class personified, educated, smart, excellent orator. The first man who would be the first man in American history also happens to be the former president who has a similar reputation by her side. Run, Michelle, run. Run.
The reason why I don't want to run for president, I can't speak for Oprah, but my sense is that, first of all, you have to want the job.
Yes.
And
There's that.
And it has to, and you just can't say, well, you're a woman, run.
Right, right.
And we can't look for women like that. We can't just say, let's find the women we like and then ask them to do it.
Right.
Because there are millions of women out here who are inclined,
Yes.
who do have the passion for politics.
Right.
I have never had the passion for politics. I just happen to be married to somebody who has the passion for politics, and he drugged me kicking and screaming into this arena.
Yeah.
This has, so just because I gave a good speech and I'm smart and intelligent doesn't mean that I should be the next president. That's not how we should pick the president.
Right.
That's been our problem. We're very short-sighted about how we think about selecting the commander-in-chief. And over the course of the last campaign, I gave people some indications. I tried to give people some hints about what we should be looking for. You know, this is a very hard job. It is the hardest job on the planet. It requires deep intellect, a knowledge of history, a desire for facts and taking in information. The person, you know, and I'm not making a joke, I'm just saying that this, I said this on the campaign trail. I was like, look, I've been in the White House for 8 years. I have watched the job. Hillary has watched the job. What we don't do is ask the other folks who've done it. People didn't take my advice. You gotta read a lot. I said there one thing is that you can't just say you're gonna pick the best advisors, because every advisor is gonna give the president 5 different opinions. And for the hardest problems that come to the president's desk, the president has to sort through 5, 6, 7 different opinions, all the gray.
If Trump does change the law and runs for a 3rd term, hypothetically, do you think your husband would consider running?
I hope not. I would actively work against that. And maybe a lot of people will be like, good, we don't want him anyway. And I'm like, yeah, that's what right. I do believe in the need for new vision. The 2 terms is not just about we like him and we want it. It's just like we're changing and growing so fast. This is a hard job. It requires new energy, new vision all the time, new ways of looking at the world. So I do believe that 8 years is enough. And there's so many talented people out there. Like, why will we keep going with the same people? And how are we going to build young leaders if the same people keep doing it again and again and again? This country is constantly evolving. What are the next thoughts? This new generation is coming up. They travel more. They know more about the world. They're exposed in a different way. Like, I am really, really curious about their perspectives on how to fix some of this stuff. Like, we don't have all the answers, and that's okay. That's why we move on.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Furaha, and if you're watching me for the first time, you've never been on this channel before, you have not interacted with any of my content in the past days, my name is Furaha and I'm so glad to have you on my channel today. I hope that you're having fun. I hope that you have enjoyed the video this far, learned a thing or two about whatever video that you have watched, and welcome to my commentary. So guys, on today's video we're talking about people, you know, asking Michelle Obama to vie for president 2028. Now, if you have been keen, you might have noticed that in 2024, people did the exact same thing. They were asking Michelle Obama to vie for president and see what that is going to be like. Now, Michelle Obama is one of the women that have been very respected in the past days and still to this day. She is very much respected and people love her, you know. She is very smart, she's intelligent, she knows how to speak, you know. I always talk about the power of knowing how to speak. You know, you have to always know that, you know, you have to know your audience and you have to know what to say sometimes and what not to say. It's very important that you know your audience. It's very important that you know how to communicate to people, how to make people feel respected by you, how to make people fall in love with you. And Michelle Obama, as just as well as Obama himself, they have mastered the art of, you know, creating rapport with people, creating relationships with people. They have made sure that people love them for who they are, and people have, you know, overwhelmingly supported them and whatever they have stood for in the few years that they have been in leadership for America. And now up to this day, people are still addicted to the Obama family. Now, they know that Obama cannot run a 3rd term unless, of course, whatever Trump is trying to do so that he can be eligible to vie a 3rd term. Unless that happens, then it will automatically mean that Obama can also vie. But according to the American Constitution, you are only allowed to vie twice, yeah? Now, Michelle Obama has become a center of interest because now people are thinking, if we cannot get Obama back, then how do we make sure that we still have the Obamas? How can we get Michelle Obama to vie? How can we get her elected? How can we get her to become America's president? because for one, they trust that she is smart, intelligent enough, she's well schooled, and you can see it in how she speaks, in as much as she keeps saying that she's not interested in politics, and that if she never had to date someone that is in politics, then probably she would never have been a politician at all. Now she says she doesn't love politics, but she had to give the support that the husband needed because that is the best that she could do at that time. Now, the people of America are begging Michelle Obama to vie for President 2028. And Michelle was asked that question, and you've seen in the video what she had to say about it. She feels strongly that America, in as much as they try to, talk about themselves being open-minded, being free, free-spirited to do everything and anything, and I do not expect really that in America is where you would be discussing things such as women being given positions of leadership and the problems that come with that. If there's a place that feminism has taken a lot of root in, has to be America. And that was supposed to help so that these kind of situations do not happen, where people are unable to vote for someone simply because they are women. They are unable to believe in this woman and the potential that she has simply because she is a woman, and they think for a president, it has to be a man. And that is exactly what happened with Hillary Clinton. She had all the qualities that people need for a president. They had yeah, so that is exactly what happens when you have a system where people still are in denial of the fact that women can lead, women can be sometimes better than men, yeah, and most times, by the way. And for you to get to a situation where that is happening, there has to be the first woman that will be given that chance in America. There has to be that woman that will decide that there has to be change in America. And that will actually work very well because it will help the whole world now to look at things differently. For example, if Hillary Clinton won the elections, I'm sure there are many countries in the world that would now be open to voting in women presidents and not feel ashamed of it and not feel like they will now lose track as a nation because they have voted in a woman. And where I come from in East Africa, we have one female president, and her name is Samia Suluhu, and she's the president for Tanzania. And so far, so good, yeah. Things are going well, and the people that did not trust that she could be able to take that position and that role and play it out nice. I'm not surprised, I'm sure there are many people that are actually learning from that and thinking, it's time maybe to give women a chance. It's time to see what these people are about and see what they are capable of. And I strongly and firmly believe in women and the power that they hold, and that they are able to put things in place as far as a nation needs. Yeah. So Michelle Obama says she's not interested in politics. She does not like the game of politics. People only know her by virtue that her husband was a good president, and people loved her and her husband. And so she was just good at being the president's wife, doing what is presidential enough for her husband in support. Yeah. So many people disagree because they see her oratory skills, they see her intelligence, they see how she answers questions, the kind of speeches she gives. And people automatically, of course, think that she has good qualities, good enough to become president, and that if she decided and declared that she's going to vie, then people would not have a choice but to vote for her. Now, I don't know what you think about that. I don't know if you've ever had a meeting with yourself and thought about this exactly. And let me know what you think about it. Do you think this is something that is actually supposed to come to pass? Do you think that Michelle can make a good president? Do you think she should be considering, or people around her should be talking her into becoming the president, the next president for America in 2028? Now, yeah, let me know what you think, guys. And as for me, I would very much have, thought she is deserving, and because of the same reasons that I have mentioned before. She's smart, she's intelligent, she knows the game of politics and the things that happen. She has seen her husband do. You know, there's one thing about doing it, and then there's another about seeing someone do. Now she has had an opportunity to see that for 8 years. I fail to believe that you can look at someone do all those things and also put in mind the kind of relationship that they have with Obama. They relate so well that you definitely know that she might be having access to these things. She definitely is interested, and she's smart enough to understand how a nation is run. Now, with all those skills and attitudes, I really would honestly have thought she's a fit to become a candidate for presidency. But I also put in mind the fact that she is not interested. Now, you're not going to force someone to do something that they do not like, and we're not talking about a small, you know, role in the government. We're talking about a whole president. And for you to have a president, you do not need to have a president that does not want to be president. Yeah. So I think for that reason, I think it is prudent that people just let that dream slide and hope that they will find someone better. They will find someone that will be okay for that position, will want the job and do the job according to how it is supposed to be done. Yeah, do the job and do it well. That is important. Now guys, let me know what you think about this video. Let me know what your ideas are. If you think she can make a good president, let me know in the comment section. Now guys, if you have not subscribed to my channel, I'm kindly requesting you to subscribe, be part of this amazing family. If you are part of us, you have been subscribed for a very long time, you watch my videos every now and then, I really take this opportunity to appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. You are amazing. You are beautiful. Yeah, I love you guys. I will see you on my next video. Bye for now.